Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever it is to wherever you are right now. Um, just having a bit of technical difficulties as these things do, but let me see if I can pull up the chat. Uh, Right, I'm gonna try and slug away with it, and hopefully I'm sounding fine and everybody can hear me, and I'm coming through okay. Please let me know if there are any problems with what's going on. So what I wanted to try and do today was start up a I've done it many times before when I've tried to do tutorial series, and I never kind of stick through with them because I'm just too lazy. But I figured that if I was streaming it, it might be a bit of a easier process to do. So we're going to start from the top. Going through some easy lessons and kind of looking at the piano, um, hopefully in a different way than people usually do. I think what happens with piano and learning the piano is people always try and learn pieces first, and they always jump into doing tons of pieces and trying to learn everything about the piano. Whereas I think what's more interesting is to focus on learning about your fingers and finger movements and having control of your fingers, because then it makes it easier for you when you are then going on to learn pieces. You're freeing up that cognitive energy that was being focused on trying to think about where your hands should be. Once you get comfortable with your fingers, then you don't need to think so much when you're playing. So hopefully with this series, what we'll do is we'll look at a whole bunch of different exercises and different movements, much more of a kind of finger aerobics class. And then also we'll look at reading music and learning some pieces. So today we'll look a little bit at C major, and we'll look at the beginning bit of Bach's Prelude in C. Let me see if I can. I can't see the chat, which is really annoying. So I can't see if I'm just talking to myself. Um, Anyways, do say hello. Do let me know where you are and where you're from, and if you're by your piano now, and if you're gonna join in and play. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Um, if this is your first time looking at a piano, we're gonna focus a lot on our C here, on our middle C. I want you to put your thumb on the middle C here. You'll find the C. You'll look for this group of two black keys here, and then you'll find your middle C directly there. Hopefully that should be up on the screen as well. So what I want to start off with, the first exercise we're going to do, we're just going to alternate between each finger going up and going down the keyboard, just to get used to moving 5 fingers individually. So what I want you to do, we're going to bounce on each finger twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. When you're playing, you try not to raise your wrists up and down like this. You want to try and keep your wrist in the same position, and you're raising the finger. That's what's happening. The finger is raising up and down, and you're more on the kind of the pads of your fingers instead of the tips like this. So let's just try and do a small movement like this. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's try again. If you are playing at home, see if you can play along with me. If I'm going too fast, just let me know. But just let's go for it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. again. Let's get the left hand involved as well, doing exactly the same thing. We're going to bounce on each note twice, going through the fingers up and down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Let's see if we can do both hands at the same time now. Hopefully that shouldn't be too much of a challenge for anybody. In fact, hopefully it should be quite an easy movement to do. The thing about doing movements like these is, though, even though you may find them simple and kind of think, what's the point of them? The kind of I'm losing my words. Repeating the movement like this is going to give you more control of your fingers, even with a simple movement. The more control you have of your fingers, the less time you spend thinking about where your fingers are and what positions they're doing, and you're going to have faster movements with them and easier movements with them. So what we're going to do, we're going to cycle through those movements that we've done. We're going to cycle through each variation. We're going to do right hand into left hand into both hands, and then we're going to double time it, so we're going to speed it up a bit, and then we'll just see if we can keep up. So I'm going to play a short video as we play to it, and hopefully you should be able to play along with us. So starting with right hand. Left hand. Both hands together. And again. Let's double time it. On the C with your thumb. We're going to do a new variation now where we're going to keep our C held down, but we're going to continue to move through our fingers like this. Keep your C held down and just move through your fingers. Again, hold with the C and then move. Change hands. We're going to go down, hold with the C. Again, let's go. Keep it held down. Let's get ready for both hands. Get ready to go round. All the way through your fingers. Excellent stuff. Hopefully you didn't find that too challenging. Let me know, because it's hard for me to see what it's hard for me to see what's hard and what's challenging for people, because I'll be like, oh yeah, this is really easy exercise, and then somebody who's never played the piano would be like, dude, that was just a bit too fast. So do let me know how you found that. A couple people in the chat so far. Good morning to Tia. Well, it's evening over here, but yes, good morning. Reverend Ruckus. Yes, I do have some live videos. Thank you very much for your message. Yeah, I'm going to keep trying to do more and more live videos. Different types of stuff. Hopefully I'll be doing every Sunday every Sunday we'll be doing these kind of piano lessons, and then Monday over on Twitch I'll be doing more of a relaxing ASMR kind of piano stream, where I'm playing some really kind of quiet, peaceful piano tunes. Then hopefully on a Wednesday I'll do pick back up with the piano in the dark stuff that I was doing before. I think I was on episode 2, so get back onto that and start doing that regularly. Hopefully doing R&B, US 90s R&B this week. And then so that's how I'll keep it, trying to keep a kind of regular stream, because I've been slacking of late. But moving on, let's take a look now at doing a C scale. So one of the very basic but fundamental movements of the piano is being able to move in a scale, and that's when you move through the notes in either ascending or descending order. If we starting on C, we're going to go from C to C up here, and we're just going to move through every single note, but instead of just playing it, we're going to get a nice movement that will help us as we progress through the piano. So what I want us to do, putting thumb back on middle C again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. When we get to our middle third finger, we're going to stick the thumb underneath to the F, so like this, and then swivel your hand completely round. Let's try that again. Tuck in, pivot, you're pivoting on the third as you go around to the F, and then you're bringing your hand completely round and all the way to the top. Let's look at the movement again. Under, and again. Tuck in, pivot round. And then let's come back down from the top. Third jumps over to the bottom. Let's do that from the top, descending back down again. Come all the way to the thumb, and then we bring the middle, the third finger comes over onto the E. Let's descend again. Let's go all the way up and all the way down. So 1, 2, 3 under, all the way, 2, 3 to the top. Let's come back down. Hit the thumb. Number 3 goes over. And again. You want to continuously repeat these movements. The more you repeat them, the more they'll feel natural to you. Nice and slowly and defined movements. One more time. Let's take a look at the left hand. And remember, if at any time you want to go over something again, you'll be able to pause the video, rewind it, and just go back. So with our left hand, we're going to do exactly the same thing. Thumb on middle C as we had before. And 1, 2, 3, under 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, tuck the thumb underneath. And again, underneath. Last time. Then when we're coming back up, and again from the low C, little finger on C. Let's try that again. So let's do the whole thing, going from the middle to the bottom and then bottom back again. Third over. 1, 2, 3, under. Back up. One more time. How's that movement feeling for you? We're going to try and do both hands at the same time. Reese Jones asks, this is great, thank you. Cheers, Reese. Are your fingers flat or arched? So where you want to arch, you want to have an arch in your hand just here, but you kind of want to keep the ends of your fingers quite flat because you want to play on the pad. You really want to play on the pads of your fingers, not like the tip. So you don't want to completely curve your hands like this so you're playing on nails. You arch in here, but you pad on your fingers. Lang Lang's got a really great video where he shows how exactly you need your fingers to be, and one of the important things that he says is it's really this stretch here, getting your finger all the way up and all the way down like that when you're playing and when you're practicing scales. Because when you do that movement, you're going to strengthen this area of your hand right here. If you feel this area here, a good pianist will have a nice strong muscle here, um, and that's kind of what you want to do. You're strengthening this area of your hand, so you want your hand to be curved, but your fingers to be nice and kind of straight and flexible like this. So let's try and do both hands at the same time. Both thumbs on the middle C again, and we're going to move all the way up and all the way down. Now they're going to change exactly at the same time, so 1, 2, 3, both hands under and all the way to the top, then back down again, come all the way to thumb, and then we go over and finish at the middle C. So let's have a little go of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Under here, back down again, get to thumb and scoot over with 3, and again, under, back down, over, try not to wait till the last minute when you're changing over your hands. You want to be prepared. As soon as I press the thumb, I'm going over. You don't want to hit thumb and then think. You hit thumb over. Again, as soon as I hit the third, the thumb is tucked. You don't want to get to a position here and then think. It's 1, 2, down and tuck, move. And then back down again. Try and get the hang of that. Do it a couple of times, maybe. What you want to try and do, and what I do, is whenever I'm practicing anything, any movement, any piece, you want to get a good number of repetitions in the same way as you approach it, the same way you approach, I don't know, gym, training, exercise. I know that's not a lot of people's favorite things either, but you know, if you're lifting weights, you do it in repetitions. If you're running track, you do it in repetitions. It's a constant repetition that's going to get the movement into your head, into your muscle memory. So let's try that again. We're going to try it 4 times in a row, and then we'll try it double timed, and then I'm going to stick on the second exercise video, and we'll see if we can play along to that. So starting off 4 times in a row. 4, 3, 2, 1. Over, under, over, 2 more times. Last time. Over. if you're quite comfortable with the movement, let's see if we can go double time. If it's still a bit too fast for you, don't worry. Try and keep up. I'm not going to go super fast. Nothing we're going to do today is trying to go super fast, but I just want to try and challenge and push people, especially beginners, to move your fingers a little bit faster. So let's try it double time. 1, 2, 3, and over, under, coming back down, over, and again. Over, we're going to stick on the second exercise and we'll see how we do with that. I'm having trouble still bringing up this chat. Anyways, let's go with let's look at the second exercise, the scale exercise, and hopefully you can play along to this. Both hands on C, getting ready to scale. Under. Back down. Switch hands. Under. Both hands are coming now. Let's double time. Go into the left hand. Both hands at the same time. First exercise. Just alternating between our fingers. exercise 1. Bounce on your fingers. And get ready to scale again. Slow down. Excellent stuff. So with those, even that was a bit fast as well. But hopefully what I want you to do is keep coming back to the video and keep trying to play along to it until it's very easy for you to do. I'm going to have both of those exercises and the videos up on my Patreon page, so you can go and download them and play along to them at home. Let us jump into, let me see if there's any more questions on the chat. After this, we're going to jump into looking at yes, this live is going to be saved. It's going to be up. I'm going to keep this up so you can keep coming back to this video to keep playing along to it. We're going to jump into reading some music and looking at sheet music, and just a kind of very introductory overview to looking at sheet music. I know a lot of people get quite scared when they look at sheet music, when they look at transcripts, and they think it's it looks like a completely alien language. And I know a lot of people, when they say, oh, if they're learning music and they like to see it in this way so they can see what notes are being played, because they haven't either learned to read music, or it's just not something that was available to them to do. So let's see if we can jump ahead, and we'll pull up some transcripts, and we'll just look at some of the basic sheet music elements. Let me see if my tablet wants to play along to me. It was giving me trouble before. Let me see. Nope, look at that black screen. Excellent. Brilliant technical difficulties. Let me see. Let me give this thing. You can always plug out and then plug in again. There we go, HDMI connected. Thank you very much. Okay, excellent. Lively. So when we are looking at our music, there are a few different bits and pieces that we need to get involved with. So let's break down the type of stuff you'll see. This is a very basic transcript here. It's a grade 1 sight reading. At the top here where it says lively, that defines the character of our piece. It tells us how the piece wants us to play it, and as we see here, lively. So you know, we have to play it with a bit of life, a bit of movement. This here, number 5, relates to our finger. What fingers are we going to use to play, and what whatever note it's directly above, that's where it wants your finger to be. So for instance, finger number 5 will be your little finger in your right hand, and so it says place finger number 5 on this specific note here. Before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's take a look at the note and kind of decipher what each different color of note means. So we've got this black crotchet here. Whenever we see a note like this colored in full black, it's called a crotchet, and it's worth 1 beat. Here, if you look here, it says 4/4. That's telling us there are 4 crotchet beats in the bar. And if we count 1, 2, 3, 4. So each one relates to 1 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we move over here, you can see these two are joined by a bar here. And this is called a quaver. And the quaver is worth half of the crotchet, so it's worth half a beat. So when these two are joined together, you see they create 1 beat. So that's why we'll have 1 and then this is another beat. So 1, 2, like this. So our quavers are half beats. And then this note here, where it's not shaded in the middle, is called a minim, and that's worth 2 beats. So this is half of that, and this is half of that. So if you was to see here, we need to make 4 beats in the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you imagine, the rhythm of this will play like this: boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. There's various different types of notes that we have, but when we get to them, we'll take a look at them as well. For now, we've got our crotchet, we've got our quavers, and we've got our minims. 1 beat, half a beat, and 2 beats. I guess the most important thing we need to decipher is what these lines and where these notes are and what they relate to, and how this all works. So as we was talking about before, we had our thumb on the middle C, and if you imagine there's an imaginary line running straight through the middle of this stave over here, and in the middle of the line is middle C. It's where C would line. Let me show you what middle C would look like. So over here, you see your middle C's, boom and boom. So you can see that, you know, they're not actually in the middle, but their relation, the reason they've got a line going through it is just because it's this middle line, this leisure line in the middle, a hidden line that's actually going through the note. And so what happens is, with our C's, every increment above it is going up the notes and up the stave, and every increment below it is going down the stave. So if we have our C going up, our next note is D, E, F, G, and so on and so on and so forth. When we're going back, we got C, B, A, G, and then F, and then so on and so on and so on, going back. And what that relates to is every line and every space. So it goes line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space. And each one of those line and spaces correspond to a different note. So C in the middle, and then over here, 1 up from C is a D, 1 up from D is the E, 1 up from E is the F, and then 1 up from F is the G. This line here is the G line. Everything that falls on this will always be G. Everything that falls in this space is always F. Everything that falls on here is always E. And then in this space here will be the D. and then in the middle would be the C. There's what we're gonna do in a couple more later episodes of this as I carry on is we'll have a much deeper kind of look at how we can remember these notes and remember our lines and remember our spaces. But for now, let's just kind of get a little broad introductory look at what the sheet music looks like. So going down beneath it in this space now would be our B, and then if we keep going down, this line is our A, this space here our G, and this line here our F. And it will just keep going down and down and down and down as the notes carry on. These notes will just keep repeating: C, D, E, F, G, then A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on and so on and so forth. Same as here, E, D, C, and it will just keep going on. And it'll go all the way up the keys. That's why it's quite important to start at the middle C, because this middle C will be our first anchor of knowing where exactly we are in relation to all our notes on the sheet music. Let me just see if there's any quick questions with regards to that before we move on. If you do want to know, Mahogany Daughter says, thank you, I hopped out of bed and grabbed my keyboard from under my bed when I saw this. That's great to hear. Hopefully a lot of you have your keyboard with you and you are practicing and playing along. Don't forget you are able to keep coming back to this. I'm going to keep this video up and we will it will always be here for you to look at. Oops, moving on, let's get rid of this. Let's look at some of the other notations that you might see on sheet music. Underneath here we have these dots, and what these dots relate to is called staccato, and it changes the kind of dynamic and the technique of the way these notes want to be played. So the staccato is for bouncing the notes. You don't play and hold it, you just hit the note and bounce off of it. Boom, 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 boom. Versus here we have this slur. And what the slur wants us to do is it wants us to play all these notes as one phrase, as one legato phrase. So here where we was detached, boom, 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 boom. Here it wants us to be smooth, boom, 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 boom. Nice and smooth, a whole passage here. And these are two of the most common things you'll see on a piece of sheet music, whether you're playing the notes detached or whether you're playing the notes smoothly. The third most common thing you'll see is this thing here. This ornament is called an accent. And the accent is about marking the note and giving the note some presence. Generally you'll see an accent when it's on the offbeat, to show that the note, because obviously when you're on the beat, the first beat of the bar is generally the strongest, most present beat. But then occasionally you'll see an accent where it wants you to pronounce certain other notes within it so the melody doesn't get lost. Here you see two accents at the end, boom, boom. You're not going to bounce off of them, but you're just going to press them a bit harder and pronounce them a bit harder. We have the accents here because obviously we're at the end of the piece and we're signifying that this is the end here. And then here we've got this accent at the end of the phrase as we come down. So they're just various different ways that accents can be used to change the dynamics and to change the movement and character of a piece. This marking in the center here lets us know volume dynamics. So this is whether we are loud, oh, my terrible handwriting, or whether we are quiet. Oh, yeah, there it goes. My English just failed me. Get out of here. So what we have here is we have mezzo, forte. This M stands for mezzo. You would think that writing with this pen is a lot trickier than I originally thought. Um, and the mezzo stands for half or medium, and forte stands for loud. So we're playing this medium loud, kind of at half loudness, half volume. And then here we see this pure F, which simply stands for forte. So this forte will be louder than that section. So it's like we start at half volume and then we move on and gain full volume to the end. The opposite of the F is a P, and we're going to look at another piece of sheet music to see that. And the P stands for piano, meaning soft and quiet. So you have mezzo forte, you have forte, you have piano, and you also have mezzo piano. So those are the different types of common dynamics you'll see on sheet music as well. Let's jump over and see if we can find something with P. Excellent. So here we have the P, as we said. Oh, there's the tablet being my best friend. Let me try that again. Thank you very much. So again, the same thing, but here we got P stands meaning piano, and we're going to be quiet. Here you can see it says 3/4. Before we had 4/4, letting us know 4 beats per bar. This time 3/4, 3 beats per bar. 1, 2, 3, end of the bar. Big slur here to show that this is all part of one phrase. Nice legato movement. We've got our crochets and we've got our quaver movements. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then coming in loud here on the other side. Let's try and work out what these notes are using what we knew before. So you always go to your anchor point, and for now our anchor point is middle C. So we know this one is C. What's one above a C? So again, if we have our C, D, E, F, and so on. So we know one above C, if we're going up, notes are going up, we too must go up, is a D. One above D is an E. So we've got D and we've got E. And then easy, nice movement here. Once you start to look at notes like this, they make a lot more sense because there's nothing much complicated going on with the music. If the notes are going down, you also are going down. If the notes go up, you're also going up, and you're going with the movement of the positions of the notes. This note here, let's see how far away it is. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spaces above C. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it must be a G. Jumping all the way down, we know what this one is. Moving one up again. See if you can guess it ahead of me writing it down. Moving up again, if you can guess without me writing it down. Excellent. Let's look at some notes in the bass clef. Oh, so silly me, we jumped straight ahead without looking at the most important part of the sheet music. Our 2 signs here denominating what clef we're in the stave. This is our treble clef. And that relates to everything played in the treble. Most likely on this side of the stave, when in the upper half, this is for the right hand. Everything up here is played in the right hand, and generally speaking, your treble clef will be played with your right hand. There will be different occasions where you will switch over, and sometimes your right hand will be playing notes in the bass clef. But for us at the beginning, our treble clef directly most often relates to our right hand. Everything in the upper half of the right hand side of the piano from middle C. The bass clef, as it suggests, is all the lower notes, everything to the left side of middle C. And this side of the stave will always relate to the left hand. When we play the notes in the bass, as we showed before, it's every note descending from the C, going backwards from C. You want to try and get used to reading your alphabet up and reading it backwards as well, because that will give you an easier time as you're trying to spot music when you're reading music. Let's see if we can jump forward and check out some notes in the bass clef. So here we've got no anchor point, so let's make one. Remember here, this middle will always be the C, going down from C, C, going backwards to B, going backwards to A, going backwards to G, going backwards to F. So let's see how many notes down this is. We got C, goes to B, goes to this line, which would be A, and one more down, making it a G. Fingering is asking us to put our thumb, our first, on the G in the left hand, and then going across, we've got another G, and then it moves down one. See if you can work this out without me writing it down. G moving down, F moving down, E moving down, and then D resolving back on our C. Here we're going to have the final different type of note length that we're going to look at today. And we've got the dot to the right hand side of the note, not at the bottom before like the staccato, but when we have a note and we have a dot next to it, the dot is half of whatever this note is. So this note is worth 2, then the dot adds an extra half, making it 3. 2 plus 1 makes 3. The dot will become 1 because it's half of 2. So this note here will become 3, letting us finish off the bar. 1, 2, 3. What I'm going to do in future lessons is we'll do a whole bunch of different sight reading exercises, and we'll look at a whole bunch of different types of sheet music, and I'll try and work out some exercises we can do to help you study along at home and get your sheet music reading abilities better, and making you be more comfortable with reading music. What time have we got? I don't want to keep everybody on a beautiful Sunday doing keeping us here. Let's look at this Bach Prelude, and let's see if we can learn some music to play. So let's get back out of this and go back to, here we go, and get rid of that, and my face is back again. I tell you, this streaming is a hard business. Right, let me see if I can pull up Bach over here. Oh, there it is. Go back. Let's slow it down a bit. So we're going to look at the first 8 bars of that piece, and we're going to hopefully by the end of this session be able to play it. It's a very beautiful piece, and I say easy. There's nothing really easy about piano pieces, but it's not too difficult to get our hands around, and it's a great starting piece for us to be playing. So let's take a look at the simplest bit. Let's get rid of the right hand. Bang, and we'll take the sound out as well. And let's just look at what's happening with the left hand. Let's slow it down a bit more. Let's create a loop over that. So we'll loop the first 4 bars. And let's play that again. So let's go ahead. We're going to put our hands back on a middle C, starting with our left hand. Let's put number 3 on C, and we'll have our thumb on the E. And very simply, we'll go C, E, 2, 3, and 2, 3, and then we're going to move to our second here. So we're always going back to the C. Let's try that movement again. 2, 3, and 2 C E's, then down to C D. You want to hold both of them down. Then we're going to go down to our 4th with the D, and then we go back to the C. Let's see if we can play along with the piece at the same time. Let's get our metronome up and running as well. Not too loud, double speed, why not? Slow it down a bit to the D, going down to the B with the 4, let's go round again. And 3, 4, and we're going to go around 2 more times. Last time. Excellent. Let's see if we can play it without looking over there. So our movement C E to C D to B D back to C E. 1, 2, 3, and down to the D, to the B, back up to the C. Very nice. Let's move on to the next couple of bars. Let's change our loop. And let's see. Oh, that's going from before. We don't want to be there. This is where we want to be. Is that the same thing we done before? So excellent, we've got a nice bit of repetition there, even though the right hand section will be changing. The left hand pretty much will do the same thing except for the last two notes. So let's take a look at that again. So we're going to go C, E, C, E. Down to the B. Down to the C. Let's go around again. Last time. Wonderful. Let's play the complete 8 bars. Let's get rid of our loop. In fact, we can loop the entire thing. So starting from the top. So we've got C, E, C, E, C, D, C, D, B, D, B, D, then back to C, E, C, E, and then it repeats again, C, E, C, E, C, D, C, D, and then B, D, B, D, but then at the very end, B, C, B, C. So let's play it. Oh, give me some time. And 3, 2, 1, and... repeat again. Let's go around the whole thing again. Get ready as it comes in. Let's do one more repetition. Excellent stuff. Let's keep that in mind and let's move over to the right hand. Let me just quickly make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. Yes, I'm sorry to those who are not native English speakers. I'm trying to think about doing different ways and having, I don't know, maybe some creative captions come up or stuff like that. But hopefully I'll find out how we can get around that. Thank you for doing this from a sunny Sunday morning in California. Oh God, well, it's a miserable 4 o'clock evening here in England. So I'm very, very jealous of that, Ian. Very, very jealous. Okay, let's jump over to the right hand. Morning piano. That's a dream, isn't it? Alright, right hand. Let's get rid of this blue. Boink. Get rid of the sound, and we can come back to the screen and put the sound back in. And watch and listen only. Okay, we can get rid of our loop as well, and we'll play. Let's pause those couple bars there and let's go back again. So what did we have? We're going to put our thumb on this G. If we look at the middle C, C, D, E, F, G, we want to put our thumb on this G here. And we're going to spread so our third finger lands on C and our fifth finger lands on the E at the top. And our movement is simply this. So you go all through your fingers and back through your fingers again. Boom, boom, boom. 1. Let's get used to that movement. So we'll play that twice, and then we move up. Literally, we move all the fingers up, just 1. From here, shifts up to there. A, D, F. Let's jump between those 2 movements. So from here, second time, shift the hand up, and again, then the third movement, we keep these 2 fingers here and we simply move the thumb to G. And then we stay on G and we just move our hand back down to our original position. Piano tries to complicate you and make you think that you got to be moving your hands all over the place, but actually the best kind of piano technique is the technique that allows you to do the fewest possible movements and changes with your hands as possible, and that allows you to simplify the pieces that you're doing. You take away the complexity of them, and you realize that actually what they're doing isn't something incredibly complex. Of course, there's mastery to the music that's being written and performed and played, but in of itself, the patterns themselves aren't too complicated, especially with a piece like this. So let's go again through all of those movements. We start in here, and we try not to move our hands too much. Our thumb is only moving from G up to A and from A back to G. These 2 are staying here, they move up, they stay up, and they move back down. Let's go through those 4 positions. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Again. Move the whole hand up. Keep these 2 here and move the thumb. Keep the thumb and then move down. Let's see if we can play it round with the piece. Let's get a nice loop going on. Excellent. Thumb on G, get your hands in position. Move them up. Move the thumb. Move these 2 fingers. Let's go again. Same starting position. Move everything up. Move the thumb. Move these 2 fingers. Let's go 2 times round again. Move the thumb down. Move the 2 fingers down. One time around again, let's go. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Let's take a look at the next couple of bars in the right hand. Okay, so here we have, so after our end position on the G, we're going to move the thumb back to A, third jumps up to E, and then this goes up to the A here on the octave. If you've got smaller hands or you find it hard to do an octave, don't worry about it for now. What you're going to do is you're going to curve your hand round, so as you play it. So where you'll see me, I'll just keep my hand there. If you do struggle, you know, just get used to curving your hand round like this. Not too much wrist movement, but just aid yourself to get to the other side. You're leading with this thumb as it comes round, and you're going round like this. That's the first bit, and then you're going to jump all the way down to this F sharp right here on the black note. We'll use thumb, second on A, and fifth on D. Let's jump back to the A, thumb on A, third on E, fifth on the higher A. Jump down to the F sharp. You're going to move thumb to the G. Oops. So from this position, move the thumb up to G. The third takes over from where the fifth was, and then the fifth goes to the octave G again. And then finally we jump down to the E. Let's cycle through that again very slowly, starting on the A, E to the A. Nice and slowly. Going down to the F sharp. Moving up to the G. moving down to the E, thumb, let's go round again, get onto the G, sorry, onto the A, my apologies, A, F sharp, up to the G, look at this switch, move down to the E, let's play along with the notes and see if we can keep up to speed. Get your hand ready on the A position. F sharp. Up to G. Down to E. Let's go round again. Keep going round and round and round. Up to G. E. Last time around. Let's play the whole right hand section a couple times round, and then we will put both hands together, and hopefully by the end of that we'll be able to play it quite smoothly, and we'll have achieved something quite nice this session. So brilliant stuff. Let's make this loop for the whole thing, and let's play from the top. So remember, hand on the G, C and E position as we get ready to start. This can go back to the beginning, and let's go. 1. Up. Move the thumb back down. Two fingers down to the original. Get ready for the A position coming in now. Spread the fingers. F sharp. Move up again to the G, down to the E. Let's do that 2 more times. Move up. Thumb back down. Two fingers down. A position, spread. F sharp. Up to G. Down to E. Let's do it one last time. On position. Move up. Thumb back down. Two fingers down. A position, spread. F sharp. G position, spread. To the E. Wonderful, wonderful. We're going to do both hands together at the same time in a bit. Let me just see that I'm not missing anybody. Let us quick question: if the next set of the melody is an octave jump, why wouldn't we always keep our hands in octave position? 1 2 4 placement to 1 3 4. You're talking about this bit here, the I feel that if you're 1 3 4 here, you're kind of, you want to get used to using 2 and using 3 at the same time as well. And the more your hands are tucked in, the more you want to use 2. The more your hands need to spread out, the more you can use 3. Of course, I mean, as Chopin wrote in one of his books, the easiest fingering is always the best fingering. So whichever fingering you find for yourself is just more naturally pleasing to you, then of course go with that. Like, there's no real reason not to use 3 here. I just know for myself that position doesn't feel as natural as this position. I've got space for these 2 fingers to do whatever I want, versus being here locked in. Your 2's now in a bit of an unnatural position. Unless I'm moving back down, my hand is in a position here where it wants to move down, but we're not moving down, we're moving back up. So it's like, if you have your 2 here, it gives you that room to maneuver back up. But as I said, it is also up to you intuitively to look at a movement and think about what may be better for your hand positions. Let's jump and let's do both hands at the same time. Let me make sure I'm not missing any comments. I'm not able to get onto Facebook, so I'm missing Facebook comments, but what can we do? Okay, let's try and do both hands at the same time. Left hand position, third on the C, and on the thumb on the E. Get the right hand position ready on the G. And here we go, and very simply. Down to the D. Onto the B. Back to the E. Move up to the A position. Tuck in onto the F sharp. G position. Final E. Let's go around 3 more times. Move up. A position. F sharp. Two more times around, let's do it. Original position. Maybe let's speed this up just a bit. A position. Last time round, let's get ready. Brilliant stuff. It's been a good, how long's it been now? A good 2 hours, I think we've been here. I think that is enough for one day. As I said, I'm hoping to keep this up weekly. I really hope that you've enjoyed what we've done today and you found it useful and found it helpful. These lessons are going to be progressive, so as they're going to start very easy for now, and then hopefully week by week we'll keep going through. We'll learn the rest of this prelude. We'll learn some 2 octaves in C major, and then we're going to progress through our scales, going major, minor. So after we've done C, we'll go to A minor, then to G major, then to E minor, and so on and so forth. And we'll look at different pieces within those keys, mostly classical pieces, easy classical pieces that we can learn as we progress through, till eventually we get to a nice intermediate level, doing different exercises and different finger movements that hopefully people at home will enjoy and find fun and play around to and play along to. If you've enjoyed what I've done today, please share this video with as many people as you can. If you know people who are trying to get into the piano, then share this with them as well. A lot of this stuff will stay here on the channel, but some of the MIDIs and the MP3s and some other sheet music information will be up on my Patreon page. So if you do fancy supporting the channel, please do check out that page. Or you can drop me a stream tip on my Streamlabs site, or through my PayPal. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully I will catch you next time.